front squat. So for this exercise, everything applies as like our typical air squat, but now we're just gonna have the barbell placed in the front rack position. And there's a couple of different ways in which you can hold the barbell. I'll demonstrate each of those. So when we do this exercise, when you're performing it, you're always going to face the rack. So you're gonna face toward the barbell on that wall. For this demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and face the camera so that you can see me and talk. So from here, I'm gonna make sure that I have the barbell set just below shoulder height so I can get underneath, make sure I can create a good shelf because that barbell is gonna be resting across my shoulders. So kind of the few different ways that we can hold this is doing what they call a clean grip, where I'm gonna have my thumb spaced just outside of the knurling. I'm then going to keep hold of that barbell as my elbows come up. And from this position, I'm not having a full grip on that barbell, or maybe you can, depending on your mobility. But the idea is to see, can I get it to rest on my shoulders? Elbows are up nice and tall. And so this is one of the ways that you can perform it. So sometimes this may not always be possible for you, depending on like your mobility and the limitations of your body. So another way that you can go about doing this is doing this kind of cross arm position. So I like to make sure that I'm lined up really well in the middle of this one. So make sure you find that smooth part of the barbell, and then you have that rough part, the knurling, so you're centered right underneath. From here, then I'm going to cross my arms like in a genie fashion, and I'll stand that barbell up. So then from here, I can go into my front squat. So all those same things apply to like our typical squat, where I want my feet just outside of hip width, my toes are gonna be turned slightly out. The only thing that we really need to think about more is we gotta really brace our core to make sure that we don't tip over as we're going down into that squat. So I prefer doing this clean grip. So from this position, have my feet just outside of hip width, big breath into my belly, and I'm gonna go down into my squat and come right back up. The idea is here is to see, can I get below my hip crease, getting below the top of my knee? So can I break that parallel plane? So that would be ideally our full range of motion with our front squat. If we are unable to get past that point, sometimes elevating those heels will be really helpful to make sure that you can get that depth, because we want to see, can we really stress those quads, get them to stretch and get through that full range of motion as best as possible. So once again, with kind of that clean grip here, line up, hands on either side. I'm going to come underneath and lift those elbows up nice and high. I'll pull that barbell off the rack, take a step out, and obviously you'll be facing the other way. But from here, big breath into my belly, down all the way into my squat, stand it right back up. And that's your front squat.